Who would win, Captain Marvel Shazam DC or Captain Marvel Marvel? Once again, as gentlemen, we'll let the cosmic-powered heroine go first. Before delving deeper into Captain Marvel, here's some background. There was a time when Danvers held the title MS, Mar-Vell, a name that originally belonged to her mentor and Kree warrior Mar-Vell. But for this fight, we'll focus on Carol Danvers in her current form as Captain Marvel, with her latest abilities. From childhood, Carol always dreamed of escaping Earth, of rising to the skies, believing her destiny awaited her among the stars. Before we dive in, please subscribe and remember to hit the notification bell. Thank you! Carol began as an ambitious test pilot before graduating to become the head of security at NASA. During this period, she encountered Mar-Vell, a mysterious Kree hero who originally came to Earth as a spy but chose to fight for Earth under the title of Captain Marvel. The two remained friends for years. Later, Danvers was captured by Mar-Vell's rival Yon-Rogg and exposed to a device called the Psyche Magnetron, yes, that's the name, which granted her superpowers. For a time, she became MS, Marvel. After Mar-Vell's death, she took on the title of Captain Marvel. Now, about Shazam, we'll focus on his most recent origin story in DC's New 52, crafted by Geoff Johns in 2013. Billy Batson is an orphan with a troubled past, often moving from one foster home to another, leaving behind frustration and heartache for anyone who wanted to adopt him. Eventually, Billy is placed in a new family where all the kids are foster children like him. Right from the start, Billy causes trouble, giving the impression that he only cares about himself, disregarding others. These actions create tension, making his new family doubt if he truly wants to connect with anyone. But they soon realize they were wrong when Billy bravely stands up to school bullies, protecting those who couldn't defend themselves, unwilling to accept defeat. The bullies decide to chase Billy. While escaping, he boards a mysterious subway which unexpectedly transports him to an ancient, mystical cave where an old wizard named Shazam resides. Initially, the wizard refuses to bestow power on Billy due to his difficult, rebellious past. However, after hearing Billy's reflections on human complexity and imperfection, the wizard reconsiders, granting Billy the magical powers of Shazam, believing he can become a great hero. The name Shazam is actually an acronym, with each letter representing a legendary mythological figure's powers. The S stands for the wisdom of Solomon, giving Billy wise decision-making. H for the strength of Hercules, providing superhuman strength. A for the stamina of Atlas, allowing him to withstand any challenge. Z for the power of Zeus, embodying supreme strength and authority. The second A for the courage of Achilles, granting unshakable bravery. And finally, M for the speed and flight abilities of Mercury. Armed with these powers, Billy embarks on intense battles, taking on mighty foes like Black Adam and even Yuga Khan, Darkseid's father, in the Darkseid Wars storyline. Now that we understand Shazam's origins, let's consider Captain Marvel's extraordinary feats. One of her most astonishing achievements is lifting and throwing the body of a celestial into the air. Remember those towering, world-ending beings from Guardians of the Galaxy? Yes, that's a celestial. These colossal entities are so massive that just a single head can serve as a space base, as seen in Guardians of the Galaxy and Infinity War. Essentially, a celestial could be considered a planet-sized being. Now imagine Captain Marvel lifting not just a head but the entire body of a celestial. That's a power that defies imagination and truly showcases her might. Captain Marvel indeed has the strength to face opponents as formidable as Thanos. Still, if I had to choose, I would lean towards Shazam. Why? What makes Shazam powerful enough to surpass Captain Marvel? The answer lies in his ability to go toe-to-toe with Superman, something few can manage. To be honest, I'm not certain Captain Marvel could do the same. Some argue Shazam's magic gives him an edge, as it's a known vulnerability for Superman. Shazam's magical power allows him to stand on par with the strongest heroes. And here's more evidence of his strength. Shazam not only draws energy from the demigod Hercules, but has also fought powerful entities like Yuga Khan, the father of the new gods of Apocalypse and Darkseid. While Thanos and a Celestial are formidable, they didn't wield the Infinity Gauntlet against Captain Marvel, which creates a different level of challenge. With Hercules' strength and the ability to face legendary warriors like Superman and Yuga Khan, I believe Shazam has the advantage. When it comes to enduring brutal punishment, Shazam also stands out. Captain Marvel may have faced powerful opponents like Thanos and the Hulk, but Shazam plays on a completely different level. He has stood his ground against Kryptonians, new gods, and even ordinary gods, proving his resilience in the most intense battles. Speed and agility could be critical factors in this fight, especially if they affect reaction time and the ability to dodge attacks. So just how agile are our two warriors? For Captain Marvel, assessing her flight speed and reaction time is a bit complex, as each requires its own standard. In terms of reflexes, she can be seen as an alien version of Captain America. Thanks to genetic enhancement from the Kree, she possesses sharp reflexes and superior agility, giving her a warrior's superhuman reaction time, ready to respond to any threat in an instant. She's skilled in ground combat, but when airborne she becomes extraordinary. Years as a test pilot made Danvers naturally comfortable in aerial combat, and her experience in the Kree Skrull War only reinforced her existing abilities. She can also fly at 3 times the speed of sound. While she isn't as fast as Quicksilver, she's certainly quicker than a fighter jet in flight. Sadly, Shazam would still outpace her. Shazam's powers aren't derived from genetics, technology, or cosmic energy. His strength comes directly from the gods, specifically the Roman god Mercury's speed. Remember, the M in Shazam represents Mercury. What does this mean? It means he can achieve incredible speeds, possibly even rivaling the Flash. While Flash can reach extraordinary speeds, he still relies on the Speed Force, an energy field that surrounds the entire DC multiverse. This gives Shazam a unique advantage, as his speed isn't limited by any other energy source, but instead comes from Mercury's divine power. Please subscribe to the channel, it helps us a lot, and you'll get amazing videos every day. You're the best, thank you so much. Thus, there's a limit to how fast he can go. On the other hand, Shazam is connected to the Sphere of Gods, a realm that exists above the Speed Force. It's been shown that beings in that realm can rival, if not defeat, the Flash in a speed match. There's even an instance where Shazam kept up with the Flash in the Kingdom Come storyline. It's also arguable that Batson's reaction time and reflexes match those of Flash. So if the Scarlet Speedster can't shake Shazam off his tail, what chance does Mar-Vell have? Both Captain Mar-Vell and Shazam can attack enemies by unleashing energy blasts from their hands. Captain Mar-Vell can generate a powerful photon blast from her hands, strong enough to tear through massive warships in seconds. We've seen her destructive power in the Captain Mar-Vell movie trailer, where she effortlessly destroyed spacecraft and could potentially take on an entire fleet. Meanwhile, Shazam possesses Zeus's power, allowing him to release mighty lightning bolts from his hands, which not only inflict great damage, but can also employ other energy-based magic to incapacitate his opponent. This power gives Shazam a formidable advantage in any battle. Even without Zeus's power, when he summons the power of Shazam, he can defeat any enemy in front of him, as seen when he defeated Yuga Khan. Yes sir, Shazam is a powerful force, but when facing Captain Mar-Vell, at least in this category, he would be at a disadvantage. You see, Captain Mar-Vell doesn't just emit energy, she can absorb, control, and release it back at her attacker. So if Batson keeps hurling lightning at the Kree Enhanced Warrior, she could send it back at him along with some cosmic rays of her own. One could even argue that his energy attacks might make her stronger. INDC. Shazam isn't Captain Mar-Vell the Wizard Shazam, or the primary version of Captain Mar-Vell on Earth is the true Shazam. The unique power of faithfulness transforms the living lightning of Shazam the Wizard into its original power within Billy and creates Captain Mar-Vell. He can then combat the 7 deadly sins, which represent the 7 negative forces of these powers. Billy can unify positive forces while the negative forms fail to combine due to their destructive desires. As Captain Mar-Vell, Billy manifests the 7 virtues born from DC mythology's source and presence. This is the explanation for his power level. Billy Batson's actual strength as Captain Mar-Vell reflects this. He never abuses these powers and only accidentally uses a fraction of his strength, such as creating tears in space-time when he strikes a dimension too powerfully and causes a black hole to appear. Carol Danvers has cosmic level power. Place her at Galactus' level, or perhaps even higher, she would be one of the forces Billy could wield. Likely she exists as a superstructural dimension. Billy can easily use his magical power to modify his version of cosmic power to an infinite level. Earth S's Captain Mar-Vell wins. Billy Batson in the comics is truly the avatar of loyalty and goodness. He was chosen to receive the living lightning magic to bring Captain Mar-Vell into existence through the wizard Shazam, not merely as a superhero protecting the world. He embodies the pinnacle of the 7 forces of the source and presence in their positive forms in current DC mythology. That's why his universe is distinct. His universe, Earth S, is the universe of goodness. Earth 5 is a realm that intersects with a slightly weaker version of Captain Mar-Vell, but Shazam isn't even as strong as Earth 5's Captain Mar-Vell. Captain Mar-Vell of Earth S, using only around 15% of his power, a bit over 1/7, could still face off against Carol Danvers' Captain Mar-Vell running at full capacity. If she fully tapped into her energy, she might be strong enough to defeat even Galactus, collapse the Celestials, and surpass powerful forces such as the 5th-dimensional entities, the Old and New Gods, the Anti-Monitor, or even the Lantern Corps. These forces are indeed terrifying at full strength, but it would be hard to match Captain Mar-Vell if she used all her power. Even the Flash could potentially be overwhelmed by that boundless strength. If Captain Mar-Vell truly showcased his full abilities, he would rank as the 3rd strongest. Only behind the presence and the source of the DC mythological universe. Captain Mar-Vell has been separated on Earth S from the rest of the DC canon, while being merged through the Earth 5 and Shazam versions and crossover events in main universe mythology to make this possible. He exists within continuity, but his Earth is unaffected and hidden from others due to his innate power level. It's hinted that most of Billy's power manifests unconsciously as Captain Mar-Vell, and he unknowingly casts a spell protecting his Earth S universe, making it a distinct yet essential part of the DC multiverse. Indeed, Earth 5 serves as an alternate form of Earth S, allowing Captain Mar-Vell to do good for others outside of Earth S. It exists in the mind of Earth S's Captain Mar-Vell. That's his power. Dr. Manhattan can be compared to 1/7 of Captain Mar-Vell's strength. Dr. Manhattan serves as the avatar of dimensional superstructure in DC lore. However, he doesn't have full access to other forces like Billy does. This Captain Mar-Vell cannot exist outside Earth S, as his humility prevents him from overshadowing those outside his natural universe. Yes, he's truly that good. Billy's greatest fear is hurting others' feelings, so he restrains himself within his world and doesn't let it be revealed that he's one of the multiverse's strongest beings. The reason Captain Marvel's power on Earth S is superior is that his lightning magic comes from a higher magical source beyond Zeus's reach, directly flowing through the Faith Force, a spiritual power originating from Billy's pure goodness, converging and uniting all other powers within him. Captain Mar-Vell is truly the mightiest mortal. Now you can understand Billy, an orphan, unlike Batman, who was shaped by darkness, or Superman, who relies on the sun's radiation. Billy's power comes from genuine goodness and the pure heart of a saint. Magic allows this sanctity to become limitless strength expressed through unmatched abilities. This uniqueness of Earth S Captain Mar-Vell makes him not only different but far beyond anyone in the DC Universe canon, except for the so-called source and presence. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you liked it. That's today's video. Thank you so much.